According to ancient epics, the fierce eagle Garuda was hunting the serpent king Vasuki to devour him. To survive, Vasuki hid in a cave and sought divine protection. That sanctuary is right here. Geographically, it is a small, rural village tucked deep inside the lush Western Ghats of Karnataka, 115 kilometers from Mangalore. Today, Kukke Subramanya holds a strange dual identity. It is an isolated, intensely solemn site built for highly specific rituals, yet it draws massive crowds of high-profile figures. Look at the people who travel here. You have global sports icons like Sachin Tendulkar visiting the temple. You have Bollywood actors like Shilpa Shetty making the pilgrimage. Because famous people visit, casual tourists assume this is a standard, easy sightseeing spot. They show up completely unprepared for the grueling, specialized rituals that actually define the temple, guaranteeing a ruined trip for the uninformed. Just getting here requires effort. You have to navigate a rural passenger train to the Subramanya road station, or brave the long, winding drive down National Highway 48. Once you arrive, you have to know exactly why you are there. Entering this location without knowing whether you are a tourist, a trekker, or a remedy seeker will lead to either overwhelming crowds or failed rituals. This flowchart maps out how you need to plan your trip based on your intent. It splits into two distinct tracks: the astrological remedy path on the left and the ecotourism and heritage path on the right. If you follow the remedy branch, you are committing to a multi-day stay and strict dietary constraints. On the ecotourism side, you have to plan entirely around the seasonal monsoon and employ specific tactics to bypass the main temple crowds. Kukke Subramanya is not a walk-in, pray, walk-out temple. It is a highly specialized destination that demands you match your logistical effort to your specific scenario. Let's look at the people on the left side of that chart, the remedy seekers. They are driven by high-stakes personal crises, issues like infertility, severe skin diseases, or a specific astrological affliction known as Sarpa Dosha. To resolve these issues, they perform specialized pujas like Sarpa Samskara or Ashlesha Bali. These require massive logistical inputs. You must book ritual slots months in advance and commit to staying in the village for up to 3 days. The physical protocols are rigid. Devotees must bathe in the Kumaradhara river and in some cases smear mud from the riverbank over their bodies to absolve their afflictions. You also have to deal with the psychological friction of navigating incredibly dense, exhausting pilgrim crowds just to complete your vow. Then there is the most famous rule of the ritual itself. Once you view the prime deity in the sanctum, you must exit without ever turning back to look at the god again. The ritual path is a direct exchange. The pilgrim trades immense logistical friction and patience for traditional, psychological relief from deep-seated life dilemmas. For the heritage tourist, the draw is tracing ancient philosophical traditions. The great philosopher Adi Shankaracharya visited this exact spot and composed verses praising it. There is also deep significance for the Dvaita tradition. Sri Madhvacharya established the Samputa Narasingha Mata on the southeastern side of the main temple, but historians face a major constraint. The most powerful artifact in that mata, the Narasingha Salagrama given to Madhvacharya, is completely restricted from public view. According to the lore, this stone is so incredibly powerful, if uncovered, the 3 worlds would be engulfed in flames. So it is kept safe inside a sealed box, viewed only by the head Swami. Because the artifacts are locked away, tourists have to seek out the geographical history instead, like visiting the nearby Biladvara cave, where Vasuki reportedly hid. The historical path requires the visitor to accept that much of Kukke's spiritual heritage must be experienced through ancient lore, rather than direct visual access. The final visitor profile is the eco-tourist. They aren't here for the temple rituals. They are drawn by the imposing Kumara Parvatha mountain range towering in the background. The visual reward for trekkers is access to the pristine, dramatic landscapes of the Western Ghats surrounding the village. To get this view, you have to endure the geographical isolation, traveling over 100 kilometers from Mangalore specifically to reach the trekking base camp. But eco-tours here have a primary constraint that ruins poorly planned trips: extreme weather dependency. When the monsoon seasons hit, they transform the region. Heavy rains render the rivers dangerous and make the mountain passes completely inaccessible. As an eco-tourist, it's a strategic necessity to actively bypass the main temple area so you don't get stuck in the religious congestion. The eco-tourist path offers access to Karnataka's most pristine nature, but it strictly demands precise seasonal timing and crowd avoidance tactics. Let's bring all three of these visitor paths together and compare the inputs required against the outcomes generated. This matrix breaks it down. We're looking at the ritualist, historian, and eco-tourist side by side, analyzing time, activities, and constraints. In the ritualist column, we see massive time requirements and strict behavioral constraints, the necessary cost for astrological relief. In the historian column, the time required is lower, but visual access to the core artifacts is entirely restricted. In the eco-tourist column, they bypass the temple rules, but their plans are entirely at the mercy of seasonal weather constraints. If you misalign your input with your desired outcome, like a tourist getting stuck in a multi-day ritual line, you guarantee a deeply frustrating experience. Here is a final scorecard to help you diagnose your own visitor profile before you travel. This destination is perfect for the deeply devout who have 3 days to endure the friction for peace of mind, or the dedicated trekker looking for an isolated base camp. But if you are a casual road tripper looking for a quick 20-minute architectural photo op on your way down the highway, you must avoid this destination. The sheer volume of highly focused, ritual-driven pilgrims will entirely overwhelm casual visitors who aren't prepared. Define your objective before you ever book a ticket. Ensure your logistical effort matches your true goal.